back to the Jiggy Jaguar Show on the network.
Yes, indeed. We are back live, coast to coast, border to border on our big broadcast. We have got a great guest we're going to be talking to here in just a few moments. Thanks for joining us here on our big program. And we are live from the KJAG Radio studios in downtown Hutchinson, Kansas, Monday through Friday, 2 Central, 3 Eastern, 12 Pacific, and 24/7 at JIGGYJAGUAR.com. On the TuneIn apps and Radio Loyalty as well. And you can get our podcast each and every day over there at TalkShoe and JiggyJaguar.com. We have got a great guest joining us here on our big broadcast. Johnny Zirkel is with us. Johnny, welcome to the big broadcast. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good, actually. So talk to me a little bit about how you got started doing all the things that you do.
Well, I do a lot of things, that's for sure. So I have two main things at this time. It's both the Wildfires Project, which is my personal band, as well as Sounds of the Underground, which is a show I produce. And that show is airing right now. We're having a lot of fun with it. And the concept is giving underground artists and artists that haven't broken yet the opportunity to perform alongside major artists within the scene, bypassing all the types of politics that usually come with those opportunities. Then we get it on CBS, and then, of course, it streams on YouTube as well. And then that's kind of it. We don't deal with anything outside of that makes it complicated. It's more about the artist than myself or anyone else involved. And then, like I had mentioned, aside from that, I have my own band. It's alternative, kind of emo revival pop punk, and we're hitting the road with Red Jumpsuit next month.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. So let's talk a little bit about this this project that you're doing with CBS. That this is quite the cool idea. How did you guys come about all this? And take me through all this.
So I was actually working for a quite shady production company, and I had this idea while I was there, and my coworker said, it's probably not a good idea to bring it up to them because they're going to take it and ruin it and make it all about monetization, which is not what it's about. So a week or so later, I quit my job. I got in touch with the CBS rep, and that first season, it was a lot of trial and error. I didn't know what I was doing. I was first time fully developing something start to finish, and that's, it's very grassroots, basic origins. I'm still the only person outside of our one cameraman and one audio guy who does everything on the show.
Wow. That's fantastic. I love that. So what's been the feedback that you've gotten on this?
The feedback's been great. I think a lot of people, outside of just appreciating what we're doing for younger artists, I think they're also appreciating that we're giving a platform to music that usually doesn't have it. I mean, you're not going to hear a band that's screaming on mainstream radio or on The Tonight Show or something like that. So we're bringing these opportunities to bands that wouldn't have them otherwise, and even those larger bands, have really appreciated that and have gotten excited about it because it's something new for them as well.
That's tremendous. I am just blown away by the fact that you've been able to make this work. There are a lot of people that, have ideas for projects and things, and then they, for whatever reason, just cannot make it work. I think it's awesome that you're making this go, my man.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a lot of stress while it's in production, so I can understand why someone wouldn't necessarily be able to pull it off. But, it's something I have a passion for, and when I start stuff, I do my best to finish it.
That's cool. So what are some of the different bands and some of the different folks that you've been able to expose on this project?
Yeah, so as far as the larger artists we've had the opportunity to work with, it includes, the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, Frank Iero from My Chemical Romance, August Burns Red, artists like that. And then as far as up-and-coming artists, one of the bands I've really enjoyed having on was First and Forever. There's a band, Death Blooms, from the UK. I was able to get my buddy's band on the day after. You know, they're a punk band from the middle of the country. So throughout the 3 seasons, we've had so many types of music that all seem to work together well, and we bring a nice variety to people.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what is the process of someone being able to get their band on this?
They could just shoot me a message on Instagram. They can email me from the site. I get back to everyone as quick as possible. And, you know, since I'm the only one who develops and works behind the scenes, really, I have the opportunity to pick, you know, just bands that I like.
That's awesome. You know, this is just so strange because there are so many gatekeepers and so much nonsense you have to go through. So
yeah,
this is refreshing.
Apart.
This is refreshing that you've been able to make this work without all that nonsense. We have got a great guest with us today. Johnny Zirkel joins us here on our broadcast, and he has got also Wildfires Project. Check out the Wildfires Project online, wildfiresproject.com. So tell me about this. You guys are going to be going on tour with all sorts of different people here pretty soon.
Yeah, so the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, you know, it's kind of like one of those scenarios that you wouldn't believe unless it happened to you. I had met Ronnie, the lead singer, when I did the first season of Sounds of the Underground, and I asked him, hey, would you mind performing one of the songs with my band for the show? Immediately said yes. We did that. A couple weeks later, I got a call from him. He said, hey, man, you know, do you want to work on a record together? I have some free time. So we worked on the record together. Then a couple weeks later, I got a call. Hey, man, do you want to go on tour with us? And I was like, absolutely. So we started out on tour, and then, of course, you know, the world changed for a bit there, so we had to put our tour on pause. And now we're finally coming back, and it's going to be the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, us, a band, Dead American, which features members from Seosin and Scary Kids Scaring Kids, and then I Set to Kill.
Wow. That is pretty badass. So where are you guys going to be going out on this tour? Are you hitting all the different states, or are you just doing like a West Coast deal? What?
So there's a variety. We did more of our middle of the country dates last time we were out. The guys are on the road right now doing some East Coast, middle of the country, and then we're going to jump back on the tour. West Coast, we're going to Montana, Vegas, SLC, Reno, so more western half.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we are going to do this. We are going to play some of your music here real quick. Tell me a little bit about A Letter to Myself. We're going to play that here in a few moments.
Yeah, so that's been a fan favorite since we released it. It was the single off our first record, and it was not originally supposed to be on it. We were in the studio. We had 5 days left, and I came up with the idea, and we knocked it out really quickly. It went over well. And that song specifically, you know, at that time, I'd been dealing with a lot of addiction and mental health issues, which, you know, the mental health issues is something I still work through. But the song, A Letter to Myself, like it says, it's a letter to myself, talking to myself about who I am at that time.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We are going to do this. We are going to go to this track, and when we come back, we have got more coming up with Johnny Zirkel here on our world-famous KJAG Radio broadcast.
I'm
That is a fantastic track. It is the big broadcast, the Wildfires Project, A Letter to Myself, and Johnny Zirkel back with us here on our big program. So, Johnny, once you guys get done with this tour, what is next for you as an artist?
So after we get back from this tour, either late January, early February, we're going to be releasing a full EP. We've had some of those songs come out so far. And this EP has been a lot of fun, too, because so the drummer of the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, it's crazy how we got so integrated together. He lives in the same town as me.
That's
so
awesome.
When none of us can do anything, him and I just kept writing music. So we're going to release that record. It features the artist Say We Can Fly. It features one of the vocalists from Secrets. So we have a lot of cool things we tried doing, so we're going to release that, and then hopefully we will be continuing on tour, and then there will be another season of Sounds of the Underground after that, once I'm ready to take on that whole responsibility again.
You know what is so funny about you bring up some of the different people that are involved in this, and you mention you dropped Say We Can Fly. I interviewed Say We Can Fly like, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, and then I lost contact with them. I just find it so strange that you bring them up, and I was just looking at their poster earlier today here in the studio, and like, I wish I could track them down.
Yeah, people in this industry, you get in touch with them for a while, and then all of a
they
sudden
just
they go
vanish. It's amazing. And then I'm like, okay, well, how did I get them? And then I start looking back on my emails, trying to figure out the the PR person or however, and I'm like, nothing. So I think that's crazy that you're hooked up with them too as well. So that's crazy. Now, before we let you go, how do we get in touch with you on social media, the websites, buy your music, everything?
Yeah. So the main Instagram that I use is for both myself and the show is Wildfires Project, and Project is spelled with a K. And if anybody wants, they can just shoot me a message. I respond daily, so always open for that. And then the website's wildfiresproject.com, soundsoftheundergroundtv.com. Those are the best places to go, especially if you want to submit yourself for the show. And then the music, it's all on Spotify, any of your basic digital services.
Fantastic. Well, this has been an honor and a privilege, my friend. I look forward to chatting with you soon. Maybe when you guys get done with this tour, we can have you back on and you can tell us about all the fun times and all the different things
that'd be great.
You did. I think that would be really cool. Well, thanks for doing this, brother. Have yourself a good weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you, man.
Thank you. You too.
Appreciate it, brother. There he goes, and that is amazing because I was just looking at the Say We Can Fly poster. The camera is not going to be able, I'm pointing at it, but the camera's not going to pick it up. So someday I'm going to have 35 cameras and I can just go, over on that wall, and the camera can go right to it. We are going to take a time out. When we come back, we've got more coming up. It is your big broadcast. We are live coast to coast. And